Good afternoon. Thank you everybody for coming. Before we get started, on behalf of the organization, we want to give our condolences to Mel Turpin's family. Mel passed away recently, an ex-bullet, so we want to give our condolences to him, to his family rather. Now let's get started. We're here today to introduce one of our new players, JianLian. And he fits into what we're trying to do here. We've said all along we're trying to build with youth and build through the draft. We were fortunate to be able to get a player of his caliber. He was a number 6 pick in the draft a few years ago. He's only 22 years old, and he gives us another very versatile player in the front court. He's 7 feet tall, runs the floor very well, an outstanding outside shooter. He's the kind of player that can stretch the defense. He's a very good pick and pop player. He can play 2-3 positions in the front court, and we think he has a real bright future. And we're real pleased to have him and have him as part of our organization. And at this time, I'll ask Flip to say a couple of words about how he's going to use them.
You know, one of these things, I'd like to talk first because you always say everything that I want to say, so I never get a chance to. But, you know, one, we are extremely excited, of course, having scouted he, of course, when he came out a few years ago as far as into the NBA, and then having seen him as far as develop in Milwaukee and New Jersey. You know, what Ernie said is right. You know, the type of player that we're looking for, versatile player, someone that is competitive and plays hard. He's got an extremely great work ethic. I've always been big into players that really want to work to develop their games to get better individually, because if you get better individually, you're going to get better as far as a team. And so I'm looking for an opportunity. He got it last night. We called him last night about, 10 o'clock, 10:30 last night, 11 o'clock. Told him to be here at 8, got here at 8. So we had an opportunity to work out with him this morning and work with him. And as everyone knows, he's got a lot of potential. And as a coach, I'm excited about the opportunity to work with him to help him reach his potential and know that that's going to help us become the team that we want to be. And I think not only is he a great player and has a lot of potential, but the type of players that we have, John Wall, how John plays, his ability to create, he's going to make the game a lot easier for E, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities to knock down some of the things that he does best, and that's shoot the basketball.
Okay. Glad to have you here.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm very excited to play here, and the Visa have a lot of young guys. Also have a John Wall this year, one of the best point guards. I'm very excited to play with him, and also I think have great future over here. I think I really fit the team, and for me it's very good opportunity to take a next step over here, and looking for the season coming.
Very good.
Thanks.
Well, no run for questions. Just please wait for the microphone before you ask.
I just wanted to ask you about what your reaction to the trade, being traded to Washington, and also how you feel about this opportunity, knowing this is your third team since you entered the league.
I think everybody knows this year is like a big free agent year, and I'm not surprised to get traded over here. And I think after that the trade happened, and I feel happy, and I feel it's a great team for me, a great opportunity for me to play here. And for me, I just work hard and try to take a next step for the new season coming, and I think we have a great season.
Yeah, I think one thing too, Mike, is that you know, Ernie and I, we talk a lot about players. You know, as you're always evaluating players over the course of a season, and I know that we had talked numerous times about players that would fit, you know, the type of players that we have and the type of system that we want to run. And E's name always was someone that we always talked about. And Ernie's worked the phones a lot to try to get something done, and it took some time to get it done. But we were fortunate, we feel, to get a quality player, and almost really for us like a signing a free agent, for us to come in and really bolster our talent level.
This is going to be a very busy summer for him also. He's playing for the national team. They're going to go over to Istanbul, playing the World Championships. And before that happens, he's going back to China for a month. Then they go to Serbia for a week, and then they have exhibition games. So he's going to be in pretty good shape when he gets back here in September.
Flip, you've been in this league a while. When you're scouting a guy to prepare to play against him, what did the board say about you when you were going up against him the last couple of years?
Well, great shooter, great perimeter shooter. Is a 7-footer, has the ability to stretch the floor and knock down threes. Shot 37% from the 3-point line. Runs the floor. Extremely hard worker. As most young players, you always question their ability as far as how physical they're going to be. He had an unbelievable game against us. I think he had close to 18, 19 rebounds when we played him, I think, the last time. So we expect him to average that for us this time when he plays for us. So it's like I said, he's a player that has a great amount of potential, and I think that when you have a player that has potential, they have a work ethic, and if they can get into the right system, they have an opportunity to flourish. And I think Ernie and I both felt that our system was conducive for him to be able to reach that potential.
Flip, do you see him playing the 3 or the 4?
I don't think we're going to label him as a 3-4. I think you'll see him play with. He'll play with Andre playing at the 4, and he might guard a 3. Andre might guard a 3. I think you'll see him sometimes where we might play him at a 5, and go really small with some people. And I don't think we're going to label our guy. I think one thing that we've done with our team outside of really right now, the only player that we have on our roster that you really is locked in, I think JaVale is a center. I think outside of that, a lot of our players are multi-positional players, and I think that has the ability to make you a much better team, both offensively and defensively, where players can play different positions, have the ability to guard different positions. You can switch defensively. You can do a lot and really take advantage of mismatches. So you'll see him play pretty much all over the court.
I want to get your impressions of Washington, D.C. I know just from traveling on the road. What are your thoughts of this city? What do you think about D.C.?
It's a really nice city. And the first time came in here and playing the arena, it surprised me because the arena right in Chinatown. And saw a lot of Chinese letter on the street. Yeah, I feel very comfortable. Maybe some home feel over here.
Any other questions?
In the back. Yes.
What's your thoughts about playing with a guy like JianLian? You mentioned him briefly. I mean, I'm sure you maybe seen him a little bit at Kentucky, and you know what kind of skill set he has. Just your thoughts of being able to match your game with him.
For players, you're very excited to play with a good, great point guard. JianLian, I think, is one of the best point guard in the league. Can pass, can shoot, see the floor, and for me, I'm very excited to play with him.
Yes.
Now that you're in Washington, D.C., if you ever want to connect with local Chinese community here, just let us know.
Thanks, I will.
All right, thanks. We'll go ahead and wrap up the press conference here. Ernie and Flip and you will be available for one-on-ones. Thanks.
Thank you.